Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Tuesday for Shanna's Sweets. This is a special one today. So tonight is my in-person class that I do once a month here in Hayesville, Kansas. And I'm going to do it a little different starting this month. So usually I have a class once a month and it is free with a purchase or I charge a fee. So I'm going to start offering it also free with a purchase online. So if you make a $50 purchase, you will get the card kit, which is yours will come closed. They get theirs in an open packet, but you'll get yours in a closed packet with a PDF. I haven't printed it for class tonight yet, but you will get a PDF also that actually is a detailed PDF. It's a little bit different than the ones I give with my product class, but you will get a detailed PDF with your card kit, and you can make these cards. Now, I do 4 different stamp sets in my in-person class because I'm providing the stamp sets and they make them there. So you can either use the stamp sets that I've used in the class, or most of the time you can fill in with your stamp sets that you have at home. Like most of them, they're stamped on open space and you can use whatever. This one does use a die cut, but in all honesty, you can put something else in the middle. You don't have to use this die cut. The die cut is provided for you, but if you wanted to put something else in the middle, you could put a pumpkin if you wanted to, because we're using pumpkins on the paper. So it's all up to you. You don't have to use what I used, but you can use whatever. So it does include 8 cards. And I will put the host code. Please use that because that's what gets you credit for the class. And again, it's just $50 purchase. And that'll be good through, I believe it is the 30th of October. So about 2 weeks you have to make a purchase, $50 or more, and you'll get this card kit for free. So these are pretty simple cards. And we are going to start with the one, and this is using Rustic Harvest, I believe is the name of the paper. And I have Very Vanilla, thick Very Vanilla. We actually have 2 kinds of thick cardstock, basic white and thick Very Vanilla. And I think people kind of forget about the Very Vanilla sometimes. Video. We are going to start with 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half, and then we're going to layer it with a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 basic black. Then we're going to layer some DSP from the Rustic Harvest. We're going to put a piece that is, and all these measurements are on my PDF. This is 3 by 4 for this piece. It's got some little wheat stalks on it. That one is going to go at the bottom, leaving that little bit of black. And then the one with the pumpkins is going to go at the top. And this one is 2 by 4, and then you'll have a little bit of a gap, and that one you're going to put a 1/2 inch by 4 right in the middle with the kind of crushed curry color. Okay. Then we're going to take our wheat stock and some soft suede ink. And when I'm doing one that already has a die cut, I like to put my stamp face up. I just have it on a block to be easier. And then I'm taking a baby wipe here because I got ink on the sides, just wipe that off just to make sure that I don't get any on my paper, just to be careful. Take your die cut, flip it, because I know this is the good side, so that it can line up. And then you can give it a good smush. Then I can lift it off and I got a nice clean image. Then I'm going to take my Thinking of You, ink it up. I got just a tiny bit over here. And if you look at this label, there's some little lines that we're going to fold, so I want to make sure that I'm stamping right in the middle of that. And then I'm going to actually fold that, and then back. There's another, and that's what's going to give me my banner. So that's what's going to give me my banner there. And I got some mini dots, and I'm actually going to double. I'm going to put one on top of the other here. I'm actually going to put 3 here, and I think I actually might have tripled. I think I did. I think I tripled these, because now that I put one there, I needed this one to set up even higher. And then I just put glue on this guy because I wanted him to lay flat. So he's going to go right here in the middle. And then our banner is going to go, but I don't want to push it down very hard yet because I have these little wheat stalks that are on some adhesive sheet. And I want to tuck this down. So I'm going to lay it. I'm not going to lay real hard yet because I can see that I didn't get all my little... Now, if you want all these little holes out, so I'm going to tuck that one. Got it. Take my little pokey tool here because my little holes didn't come out on this side. There we go. Now it's good. Now I can burnish that down, and now I can give my smushes. Gotta take off the bottom. Now on the inside of the card, what I did here is there's some speckles. So there's this, and you can just kind of, oh, I am like getting ink all over the sides today. My stamp is very juicy. So I'm going to take the corner, there and line it up in the corner here. Okay, and then I still have one more. Get all my spots, my little holes out. Okay, and I'm going to just put that down in the corner. And then I have a border. It's also on an adhesive sheet. I absolutely love the adhesive sheets. And I had to put this on too because the way my adhesive sheet was trimmed. Okay, and then I am just going to put this, and I don't care if like all the, and I'm going to trim it because it's a little bit long. I had some, so just trim a corner off of there, and looky there. That is card number 1. Beautiful fall card, thinking of you. Card number 2 is this beautiful wolf card. What you're going to do is start out with a piece of 8 by 5.5, and it has been scored at 1, 2, and 5. So we're going to take a piece of, this is the, this DSP. This DSP is, I'm having a moment. It is, this DSP is Gingham Cottage, and we're going to take the black and the gray, and this we're going to have, this is 3/4 by 5 1/4, and this one is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to take the little squares on both, and I'm going to put the first one down at the very first between the bottom and the score. And then I'm going to take the second one, the bigger, and this is going to go in between the next, not the top one, because that's going to be the back side, but this is going to be the front panel. So you're going to fold this one back, so you can go ahead and fold that. And then this one's going to fold up, and this one will fold down, and that will become your like peak and valleys, okay? Then you have another piece of basic gray. This is 3 by 6 that has been scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to put some tear and tape on the back side. At the very top and at the very bottom. Now the very bottom you can put 2 pieces if you want, because this is it's gonna secure down. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this, bring it over just a little bit so you have a little bit of your DSP, line it up with the bottom of the DSP, okay, and then fold it so you're folding down, and then totally fold this, okay, and then it should, this will be perfect into a envelope. So if you had an envelope, this is going to go into your envelope perfectly. Okay. Now we're going to stamp, and you should have a, I believe it's 2 3/4. Yeah, 2 3/4 by 4-inch piece of white. And we're going to take some basic gray ink, And I'm going to take the wolf. And this is from Wildlife Wonder. And we're going to stamp at the bottom of our basic white, just like that. And then we're going to take some shimmer gray granite ribbon, and we're going to put this on top of our silver edged, like very vanilla. And we're just going to layer it across the top and layer it across the top of our basic white so that it comes across. And then I'm going to take some tape and secure it. I don't think that's going to get it, so I'm going to put another piece. I feel like that's not really, it's putting it together but not down to my paper. Okay, and then I'm going to take and secure this to and if you want, you can fiddle, make sure it's on there good so that it's, you should have the silver and just a little bit of the very vanilla showing. So play with it. You can always put a glue dot or something if you feel like you need to. Then this is going to go right here on your basic gray. Once you get it on here, then it'll stay put. Okay. Just like that. Then you'll get it already punched out, but I just wanted to show you. I'm taking the dual punch. I've already punched me out some white, but all I did was punch out black, just like that. And then I did white already. And then I'm taking the sentiment from the same stamp set, or actually, no, I don't think this is stamp set. Yes, this is the stamp set, has a note of thanks. And I'm just putting that on there. And that's going to go in the middle. Then going to put some dimensionals. And layer this on the top. And then I'm going to use some black enamel, matte black, and I'm just going to layer these over here on the checkered gingham. But you could put them anywhere you like. I just thought this would add to that. Now, I will add another piece of white here. We want 3 by 5 1/4. To the inside of this card, so that, actually I guess a little less than 3, because 3 is just a little bit too big, so we're going to go 2 3/4 so that we can write inside. All right, there you go, card number 2. This one is a little bit of a fancy fold, but fairly easy. What we're going to do here is first take this basic white, which is 8 by 5 1/4, and we're going to fold it in half. Okay? Oh, hopefully better than I just did. All right, and then I am using my Stamparatus, and I have actually marked it on my Stamparatus since we're doing this for in person. I'd marked it where we can put it so that it's even, okay? So we're going to put it right there. And we're going to stamp this flower in Calypso Coral. And I'm using the Stamparatus because I wanted to make sure that I got a nice crisp image. And every once in a while with these big images like this, I find that I don't always get it very crisp. So I just wanted to make sure. And sometimes you can get, I got given this little smushy thing. I don't know where. I think they got it off Amazon. And sometimes that helps. See, oh, see there? Definitely it did not. So you can re-ink it or you can just lay it back down. Yeah, see, it's still not. So I'm going to re-ink it because it's just not. Really give it a good smush on that side. There we go. That's perfect. So a nice dark crisp image is what we got. All right, and this is going to open this way, so you want to make sure that you're putting your image on the outside of that folded. And I'm going to let that dry a minute because I'm going to put some gilding on there. So while that's drying, and we're going to stamp in Starry Sky with the lovely label. So we're going to put that at the bottom of our granny apple. And we're going to put Happy Birthday in the middle of that. Then we're going to take our lovely label and just punch that out. Just like that. And while we have our Starry Sky out, let's just go ahead and we're going to stamp on the inside down here at the bottom left-hand corner, and then before inking again up here at the right-hand corner. Okay, let's go ahead and put the front of our card together while this dries. We have a piece of Calypso Coral that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. All I did was take a piece of Butterfly Kisses DSP, and the kit, you'll get 2 different DSPs, one with butterflies, one with flowers, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I've lined this up with diorama dies and cut it out. And so I'm going to just put a little glue on here and put this together. And we're going to, I'm going to just offset it just a smidget so that I get just a little bit of a shadow. Give that a good smush. And a fold. This is my die cut. It's going to get glue on the bottom and just a smidget over here, being very careful because this is where it's going to go. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue right there, and I'm going to open that so I don't get glue anywhere else. Make sure that I don't have glue sticking up my edge, because this is, I want this to open. Now we're going to take, I always put mine inside the card, and the reason for that is because it has little pieces, right? I'm going to make sure that's dry. This is a piece of adhesive sheet, so I'm going to peel off the back side. It's kind of uniform, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right. So take one side off, and then I'm going to just lay it across the bottom, and I'm going to give it a really good burnishing with my finger. Make sure that's down very, very good. And then I'm going to take off this top layer. Okay. Gently so that I leave the adhesive down. Okay, so now I have adhesive, and then you'll get a little pouch of gilding. Okay, and then you just take a piece. All right, lay it down over your adhesive so that it covers the entire adhesive. And then rub your finger around it, okay? And if the entire, like I missed a little spot, that's fine. It's supposed to be abstract, right? And then tap it. And see, I didn't even have hardly any extra. And that is our gilding. Now, I've heard you can use the multi-purpose glue and let it dry tacky and then do that also, but I wanted that pattern, so that's the reason. I'm going to go ahead and just use my wet glue here on the back, and I'm going to put this down on the inside of my card now. So I want it to be in the middle. So now this looks like this. It's poking up just a little bit above my label so I can see it, but when I open here, then I open here. Isn't that fun? I just love this card. Now I have 2 of them, but I'm not done yet. I want to put some little dots. I have some iridescent pearls, and I'm going to put those down right in the middle also. Perfect. Absolutely love that card. All right, our last, and probably I know my favorite, because who doesn't love a shaker card? Oh, well, I guess it's not the last project, but it is the funnest project. Okay, here we go. Here is probably the funnest card. It is our shaker card. we are going, let's start with the stamping here so then we can build our card all at once, okay? So, but for this stamping, you want to have your piece of thick basic white. This is what we're going to stamp on, but this is the panel we're going to stamp within, okay? So you want to have that panel out so you know what you're going to stamp in, all right? I'm going to stamp in my Memento Black. I want to stamp this little mouse. And I want to stamp close to the mouse this, I want to stamp the lamp post first, so then I know where my mouse is going to go, okay? So let's do the lamp post. Then I can do the mouse close to the mouse post. Then I don't want to forget my music notes because he's singing. And then there's this little mound of dirt that I just thought was too cute. But I'm going to go ahead and lift this up because I want it down by his feet. All right? That is all our stamping on that panel. I think while I'm stamping, I'll go ahead and stamp my sentiment, and then we can color. So I chose this stamp set is a Hostess stamp set, but it doesn't have any sentiments. So I'm using the Christmas season stamp set for the sentiments. All right, so for my mouse, I'm going to use, I believe, this 500 number. And our natural numbers have a whole bunch of different, this is the little darker shade, but there's lots of different shades of brown, tones, skin tone colors. So you've got lots of variations you can have in your colors now. I'm not getting fancy with my coloring, so for the lamp post, I'm going to just use this smoky slate. I thought I had a light. Let's use the light smoky slate. And then, of course, for the bow, I love Cherry Cobbler is like by far my favorite red blend. And I'm using the light one, and then I like to go in this bottom where I want a darker and use the dark. And the same here with where I just feel like there should be a little bit darker. I'm going to do that with his scarf. and his hat. Then we're going to use Old Olive for his sweater, because he's a very traditional mouse. He loves to sing. And then I have a 700, but I'm just gonna, actually that's not what I want. I'm gonna use the same brown. I'm just gonna go like that. Then I used a daffodil to give some light to my lamppost. All right. What you want to do is take your window sheet, and I like to use the tear and tape here. I just feel like it adheres better. So I'll take the tops and the bottoms off, and then here to here the sides, so that way I can go over it, because I want to make sure that my window shield, I made the window sheet just under the size. This, but it really only has to cover the opening, but I just had it cover the whole thing so that it is sturdy. Then what you're going to do, foam strips, and I put my foam strips along the opening. And it needs to make sure it's butt up, because you don't want any of your sprinkles coming out, okay? I feel like that's got a gap. Okay. And then I go ahead and put more on the edge. So like that edge is pretty close, so you wouldn't have to put one. Like this edge is pretty close, so I don't feel like it has to have one right there, but I do feel like right there, probably right there at least, because I don't want my card to be gaping. Then I can pull the sticky stuff off. And what you can do too is take one of our little buddy, our little embossing buddy, and kind of wipe the inside, and that'll keep your sprinkles from sticking. And then I took a mixture. So I took a mixture and I mixed these already up. So in your thing, I had the effervescent beads. And then I also have the Sparkle and Shine sequin assortment. Just because this is such a big open space and you'd be using so much, right? And make sure I got all, yeah, this one's not off. And see, these things will stick to you like crazy. I feel like okay. If you have it laid down flat like this and you take your image and you lay it on top, okay? And make sure you give it a good smush. Then you can flip it over and smush it again, okay? Then you can take your glue, okay? And you take your glue and put it on top of the gold. The gold is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then that is going to layer on top of our black. That is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then that is going to go on our card front. Then you're going to put the gold banner across the top, and because this has already got so much dimension, I just glued the label to that because it's going to be so thick already. And then of course we're going to have to layer a piece of white on the inside because this is black paper. So that is our shaker card. Perfect for the holidays, and that is definitely going in some of my grandkids' Christmas cards. All right, I usually just do 8 cards in my class, but this month I am doing a bonus project because it is holiday time and we need to get ready for the holidays. So I'm doing a little tag, very simple tag that we're doing this month. So you get the tag. This is from the Christmas season. I think it's Christmas. Am I calling it right? Christmas to Remember, and yeah, Christmas season. So it's Christmas season and the seasonal tags, and we're going to use the this big label and then this one, and then I just punched a hole in it. So essentially you get this metallic parakeet party, which I absolutely love. This metallic ribbon. So I just tied this on the end so that way you have that tied to a package or whatever. Then I'm using Pear Pizzazz, Real Red, and Early Espresso. We're going to start with the Pear Pizzazz, and you definitely need some scratch paper because I'm just going to use a piece of, I got a piece here, because we're going to do some stamping off. So we're going to use the twig, and you're going to stamp over kind of an angle at the bottom, and then you're going to just immediately take it and stamp kind of straight up. So you got two-tone stamping there. Then you're going to take your Early Espresso, and you've got 2 pine cones. So you have one that's got less. This is more detailed, and then you have a fuller pine cone. You're going to take your full pine cone, stamp it off, and then stamp it at an angle. Take the more detailed pine cone, full strength, and I'm going to kind of angle it and stamp it on top of. Then I'm going to take the little dots, and that's what's going to go in my red. And I want some to stick out at the bottom under my label, so that's going at the very bottom. And then of course I want some to be at the top. I like 3s, so we're going to go over there also. And then of course you got either Merry Christmas or Season Greetings. I did one, so let's do the other one that says Season's Greetings. We're going to do this in red, just like that. And of course I feel like we should put this on dimensionals. And look, I have 4 exact ones on this package that's now empty. Although I don't think I need 4, so let me scoot this one over. I think that's going to be too far because of... Let's see. And I'm going to, just like that, remove that ink. And that is it, guys. That is all the cards. Again, if you would like this card kit to go along with this tutorial, you just have to purchase $50 using the host code, and it can be yours. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you guys have a great week. Happy Tuesday. Talk to you later. Bye.